The story begins with Emily, who recalls her first visit to Whitmore Manor as a young girl, attending the funeral of her great-grandfather, Archibald Whitmore, in the town of Emberglow.
It was 30 years ago when I first stepped foot in Whitmore Manor. My great-grandfather, Archibald Whitmore, had passed away, and it was the first time my father, Edward, brought us to the ancestral home. I never really knew my great-grandfather. We only ever heard stories, some fond, others troubling. But now, here we are, back in Whitmore, back at the manor that holds more secrets than any of us could imagine. The manor was a towering relic, its grandeur shadowed by the gloom of loss. I remember the journey vividly. The city's noise faded behind us as we drove through the quiet countryside. I couldn't help but wonder why we were only visiting the manor now.
Why haven't we ever come here before? Dad, why only now?
It wasn't the right time before. Your grandma and I, we didn't see eye to eye on many things. It's better to keep the past where it belongs. This place, it's not where you should spend your childhood. There are things about this place you wouldn't understand. We're only here for the funeral, and once it's over, we'll head straight back to the city. There's nothing for us here anymore.
Is that why you left the town? I heard Mom say something about you moving away from your parents when you were a boy.
There were reasons we had to leave. The town, the manor, they hold too many memories, and not all of them are good. Your great-grandpa had a strong influence on this place, on everyone in the family. Sometimes it's better to start fresh, away from old shadows.
Did something bad happen? Why don't you ever talk about it?
Let's just say that some things are better left forgotten. The Whitmore name carries weight, and not all of it is good. Grandma Eleanor, she was involved in things I didn't agree with. I didn't want that for our family, for you and your brother.
Listen to your father, Emily. This place holds too many memories. None of them good. Some things are better left forgotten.
The family passed through a small, almost deserted town. The buildings look old and worn, with faded signs and empty streets.
Is this where you grew up, Dad?
Yes, this was home once, but things changed. People changed. After when great-grandpa Archibald got sick, my mother, Grandma Eleanor, took over the manor. The town slowly faded. Some say it's cursed, that the Whitmore influence brought bad luck. Others just left, like I did.
Do you think the town is cursed?
I don't believe in curses, but I do believe in the choices we make. Leaving was the right choice for us. Coming back, it's only for the funeral. After that, we leave again, and we don't look back.
The car pulls up to the imposing gates of Whitmore Manor. The manor itself looms in the distance, a sprawling estate with wings that stretch into the horizon. The family steps out, and Emily's eyes widen at the sight of the manor's decaying grandeur.
The manor was even more intimidating in person. Its dark stone walls seemed to hold secrets, and the windows, though clear, felt like eyes watching every move. My brother and I clung to our parents as we approached the grand entrance.
The family gathers in the grand hall of the manor, getting ready for the funeral. Inside, the manor is bustling with closest relatives, all gathered to pay their respects. Whispers fill the air, a mix of grief and gossip. Emily overhears snatches of conversation about Archibald, about the old family secrets, and about the wings of the manor that no one dared enter.
It's been ages since any of us have been here. Archibald was the last of the old generation. He was a force of nature, strict but undeniably influential.
Yes, but his strictness didn't endear him to many, including his twin daughters. Who knows what will happen to the manor now? Eleanor is here, but what about Eliza? I can't believe Eliza isn't here. She hasn't been seen in years.
They say Eliza is dead. Others think she vanished, but no one knows for sure. I heard she was always jealous of Eleanor. Who knows what really happened between them? I wonder if there's anything left for us to gain from his will.
I'm more concerned about what's hidden in this house. There's talk of valuable heirlooms and, of course, the estate itself. We should make sure we get what we're entitled to.
Entitled? You mean what's left after Eleanor took the reins from his father and her peculiar preferences? You know she left those wings sealed off. Maybe she was hiding something valuable there, or something we're meant to stay away from.
The servants say the south wing is cursed, and the north wing... Well, I've heard things. Strange things. Archibald was so secretive in his last years. Who knows what he might have hidden in that manor, or what he might have taken to the grave.
We should be more worried about the inheritance. If we don't get our share, we could lose everything, even this manor.
Emily, curious and unsettled, tries to ask her father about what she's heard, but Edward dismisses her questions.
Dad, why are the south and north wings forbidden? What's wrong with them?
Emily, stay away from those wings, you hear me? There's nothing there for you. We're here for the funeral and then we're leaving. No exploring.
At the cemetery, the atmosphere is heavy with the weight of Archibald's passing and the unresolved tension among the relatives. The ceremony is somber, with Eleanor, now elderly, sitting at the front, their expressions unreadable.
Father Archibald was a complicated man, but he loved this family. He built this manor, and it's up to us to respect his legacy.
Emily listens intently to the relatives. Even at a young age, she feels a strange pull toward the manor, a sense that there's more to uncover. The family enters the manor, where Eleanor, now old and frail, greets them. The atmosphere inside is heavy, with portraits of ancestors lining the walls, their eyes seeming to follow Emily as she walks by.
Emily, it's good to see you here, dear, and your brother Evan. It's been too long since this house had a young soul within its walls.
Grandma, why did we never visit? Why is this place so closed off?
Some things are better left in the past, dear. You must be tired. Make yourself comfortable, but do not wander around. This manor is so big you might get lost, dear.
That night, Emily lies awake in her room, unable to sleep. The manor creaks and groans with age, and she hears faint whispers that seem to drift through the walls.
The whispers were the first sign that something was wrong. They were faint, almost imperceptible, but they were there. The house was alive with memories, with echoes of the past. But as I lay there, it wasn't the creaking that kept me awake. It was the whispers.
Emily hears faint whispers coming from the direction of the forbidden wings. But when she asks his brother if she hears them, his brother is fast asleep. Emily gets up from her bed and tiptoes to the door, drawn by the whispers. She pauses, her hand on the doorknob, but before she can open it, she heard footsteps coming to her room. Her father's voice stops her.
Emily, get back to bed. We're leaving tomorrow, and I don't want you wandering around.
Reluctantly, Emily returns to bed, but the whispers continue, growing louder as the night wears on. The next morning, the family packs up to leave. Emily glances longingly at the closed doors of the south and north wings, feeling an intense curiosity and a lingering sense of unease. Emily confronts her father, who is eager to leave the manor.
Dad, something's not right here. I heard voices last night.
We're leaving, Emily. Pack your things. We're going back to the city.
But we just got here. There's so much we don't know.
Exactly. There's too much we don't know, and it's better that way. We don't belong here.
We left the manor the next day, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was left unfinished. My father was relieved to be going, but I couldn't forget the whispers, the secrets. I knew I'd be back.
As they drive away, Emily looks out the window, the manor growing smaller in the distance. Emily casts one last glance at the manor as they drive away. Her father grips the steering wheel tightly, his knuckles white.
As we left, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were running from something that would eventually find us.
Years later, Emily, now an adult, stands before the gates of Whitmore Manor once again. The manor looks the same, but there's an air of decay, of time having passed without care.
30 years later, I returned to Whitmore Manor. My grandmother, Eleanor, is old and sick, and my father, Edward, has brought me back to help her. But this time, I'm not a child. This time, I'm here to uncover the truth.
I swore I'd never come back, but now I have no choice. Emily, I don't want you getting involved in this. We're here for your grandmother, nothing more.
I know, Dad, but there are things that need to be faced. We can't keep running from them.
Emily enters the manor, the doors closing behind her with a sense of finality. The shadows of the past loom large, and the whispers from her childhood echo faintly in her mind. As Emily walks deeper into the manor, the sense of dread returns. She knows that the answers lie within these walls, and this time, she won't be stopped from finding them. Emily is standing at the entrance of the Forbidden Wings, her resolve firm as she prepares to delve into the mysteries that have haunted her family for generations.
I knew I would return, but this time, I'm ready to uncover the truth. But where should I start? Should I venture into the South Wing, where whispers of dark rituals and forbidden secrets beckon? Or should I brave the North Wing, where shadows hide the truth of my family's past? The choice is yours. Choose my path and let your horror adventure come alive. Your decision will shape the nightmare that follows.